In this video, let us understand principle of working of AC generator, construction, mathematical expression for EMF, and changes in waveform under different conditions of rotation of coil in presence of magnetic field. This is an AC generator. This AC generator has a magnet inside and a rotating coil. Similar to as shown in this figure, magnetic flux passes from north pole to south pole and the coil is allowed to rotate in the magnetic field. While coil is rotating in the magnetic field, it cuts magnetic flux, and whenever the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, the EMF is produced in the coil. This is the basic principle of AC generator. According to Faraday, when a coil is moving in the magnetic field, it motivates the electrons to move from one end of the conductor to other end of the conductor. That means the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction gives a principle of motion of electrons from one end of the wire to another end of the wire in presence of magnetic field. The magnitude of EMF depends upon speed of rotation of the coil. As the speed of rotation of coil increases, the value of, that is magnitude of EMF, also increases. More the speed of the coil, more the EMF produced in the coil. Thus, the rate of change of magnetic flux increases, then EMF produced in the coil also increases. Here we observe that the speed of rotation of coil is slowly increasing. Then EMF induced in the coil will also increase with increase in the speed of the rotating coil. Important parts in the construction of AC generator. The first one is horseshoe type of permanent magnet. This magnet produces strong magnetic field in the space between the poles. This is the space between the poles. Here, strong magnetic field is produced. The second important part of the AC generator is copper coil. So this is the copper coil. This is the copper coil. This copper coil is mounted on rotor shaft. The coil is also called armature. The next important part of AC generator is slip rings and brushes. Slip ring is a rotatory electrical joint. Main job of slip ring is to transmit electrical energy. Slip ring connect rotating system to stationary parts. And brushes to transmit electrical energy serves as the electrical contact between stationary and moving parts. According to Faraday law, the magnitude of induced EMF is equal to rate of change of magnetic flux. You see here the coil is rotating in the magnetic field and the flux is passing from north pole to south pole. As the coil is rotating, it cuts the magnetic flux. More the speed, more it will cut the magnetic flux. So the EMF produced in the coil will depend upon how fast the coil is rotating. Therefore, the magnitude of induced EMF is equal to rate of change of magnetic flux. For example, a flux of d phi is changing. This flux is linked with the coil that is changing in time dt. Then EMF E equals to minus d phi b upon dt. This is the formula given by Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. if the coil having 1 ton, here in the diagram I have shown you the 1 ton, but there are the multiple tons. The coil is having the large number of tons, then in that case the EMF induced is equals to minus n into d phi b upon dt. So by using this formula we can find out EMF generated in AC generator. And how to find the flux? The flux can be obtained by B dot A, where B is the magnetic induction of the given magnet and A cos theta is the area vector of the given coil, where the theta is nothing but angle between the magnetic field and area vector. So we can call it as a phi B. Phi B equals to BA cos theta. We already have E equals to minus n d phi b upon dt. Call it equation number 1. And phi b equals to BA cos theta. Call it equation number 2. Now let us go for E equals to minus n and the derivative of that is a BA cos theta with respect to t. Here we are having with respect to t, that is a d of BA cos theta with respect to t. T is the time. So but here is the theta, so we have to convert the theta in terms of t. So we know that theta is nothing but omega t. What is the omega? Omega nothing but angular velocity of the coil. Therefore E equals to minus n differentiation of BA cos, in place of theta we can write omega t. B and A are constant, we are taking it outside. Now differentiation of cos omega t, that is minus nBA, derivative of cos omega t nothing but minus sine omega t, and again by chain rule derivative of omega t is omega, so that is nothing but minus into minus plus nBA omega sine omega t, that is nothing but EMF produced in the coil. Now as the coil is rotating in the magnetic field, a sine wave is developed. This is the maximum value of the sine function, that is plus 1, and here also maximum value of sine function, that is minus 1 in the negative side. So sine function varies between plus 1 and minus 1. Sine omega t varies between plus 1 and minus 1, and we know that sine 90 degree equals to plus 1 and sine 270 degrees equals to, that is minus 1, that is sine 270 degree equals to minus 1. Now actually it is epsilon, I speak as a E, but it is actually epsilon. So epsilon or E equals to n, A, B and omega. In place of sine 90 you can write plus 1. So this gives the maximum value of EMF. So EMF equals to NAB, and this is a maximum value of induced EMF. Let NAB omega, let us denote it by the symbol epsilon naught. Therefore, the EMF equation for AC generator becomes E equals to E naught sine omega t. This is the expression for EMF equation for AC generator. Therefore, we have E equals to E naught sine omega t. Here I would like to tell you that it is actually epsilon, but I call it as a E, excuse me for that. So here the maximum value E max for positive side E naught into plus 1 equals to plus E naught, and the maximum value again for negative side E naught multiplied by minus 1, that is minus E naught. That means the in AC generator the maximum value of EMF induced is plus E naught, and the negative side the maximum value induced is minus E naught, and the 0 is the minimum value. And we say that the EMF in AC generator varies from plus E naught to minus E naught. It varies between the maximum values are plus E naught and minus E naught. One more thing I would like to clear here, omega nothing but 2 pi multiplied by frequency of rotation. Let nu equals to frequency. Therefore, omega becomes 2 pi nu. Therefore, E equals to E naught sine. In place of omega, we can write 2 pi nu t. So this is another expression for EMF produced in AC generator. The EMF produced in the armature depends upon angle between plane of the armature and direction of magnetic field. Now let us consider different situations. Angle between plane of the armature coil and the magnetic induction, shown by different figures here, as shown in the figure 1, figure 2 and figure 3, figure 4 and figure 5. Now let us discuss the different positions of the armature coil. In the first position, in the figure 1, the armature coil PQRS. The PQ side is down and RS side is up. We will be rotating the coil in clockwise direction. In figure 1, angle between plane of the armature coil and magnetic field is 90 degree. They are perpendicular to each other. In figure B, the armature coil has rotation of 90 degrees. PQ has gone to left side, RS to the right side, and the plane of the armature coil becomes parallel to magnetic field. In the third figure, armature coil has further rotation of 90 degree. With respect to figure 1, it has rotated 180 degrees. Now the side PQ is gone up and RS has come down. In figure 4, armature coil has further rotation of 260 degree with respect to figure 1. In the last figure, the armature coil come back to original position, that armature coil has completed one rotation, that is, it has completed 360 degrees of rotation. For figure 1, when the plane of the armature coil is perpendicular to magnetic field, that means the angle between area vector and magnetic field is 0 degree, that is theta equals to 0 degrees. In figure 2, the direction of area vector is perpendicular to direction of magnetic field. Here we do consider theta equals to 90 degrees. And in the third case, here the coil has rotated by 180 degrees and the direction between the area vector is again parallel to magnetic field. Therefore, again theta equals to 0 degrees. But the coil has rotated 180 degrees with respect to initial position. We do consider theta equals to 180 degrees. In figure 4, the area vector is at 90 degree compared to direction of magnetic field and the coil has rotated. Therefore, we do consider here theta equals to 270 degrees. In the case number 4, the coil has returned back to original position after rotation of 360 degrees. In this case, the area vector and the magnetic field both are in the same direction. So, the angle between them is equals to 0 degrees. And the coil has rotated already 360 degrees. Therefore, theta equals to 360 degrees. Therefore, at time t equals to 0, theta equals to 0 degree. At time t upon 4, theta equals to 90 degree. At time t upon 2, theta equals to 180 degrees. At time 3t upon 4, theta equal to 270 degrees. And at time t, theta equals to 360 degrees. And we have E equals to E0 sine theta, sine omega t. But omega t equals to theta, therefore E equals to E0 sine theta. For case number 1, theta equals to 0 degree. Therefore, E equals to E0 into sine 0 is 0 equals to 0. And for case number 2, theta equals to 90 degrees and E equals to E0 into sine 90 equals to 1 equals to E0. I already told you that this is actually called epsilon, but I call it as an E. And theta equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, E equals to E0 sine 180. That is sine 180 is nothing but again 0. Therefore, it is 0. And for case number 4, theta equals to 270 degrees. Therefore, E equals to E0 sine 270. Sine 270 minus 1. Therefore, it is minus E0. And again, theta equals to 360 degrees. And E equals to E0 sine 360. Sine 360 degree nothing but 0. Therefore, it is 0. Now we will take this value and plot here. At t equals to 0, E is 0. And at t equals to t by 4, it is a maximum value. Let us call this as a maximum value. So, the graph will move from here to here. Again at t by 2, that is theta equals to 180 degree. Maximum EMF, that is equals to 0 here. EMF produced in the coil equals to 0 at 180 degrees. Therefore, graph will come here. Let me draw the graph smoothly. Okay. And after that at 270 degrees, it is minus epsilon. So the graph will move downside at t equals to 3t by 4. So the graph will go down like this, and after that at 360 degree the EMF again becomes 0. The graph has completed its one cycle. At time t equals to 0, theta is 0 degree, and at time t upon 4, theta 90 degrees, at time t upon 2, theta 180 degree, and time 3t upon 4, theta equals to 270 degrees, and at time equals to t, theta is the 360 degrees. In this way, one complete cycle is obtained when the armature coil rotates from 0 degree to 360 degree. We get one complete cycle. This type of waveform is called sinusoidal waveform.